G'day, welcome to episode 14 of Miami Masterclass. My name is Ian, and I think we should be having a name change, shouldn't we? Should no longer be the Miami Masterclass because the way we're playing at the end of the season, I don't think I'm going to be the GM of Miami any longer. And also, it's not really been a masterclass, has it? We've been playing appallingly. We are sitting 31-43 at the beginning of July, and it's not been great, has it? We've been playing pretty ordinary. If we go to the schedule, last month we actually finished quite strongly. Really, we did pick up a couple of series victories, but the month of May was not kind to us, and as you can see, our record has been pretty poor. Although we have improved slightly in June. So the month of July, we're going to try and zoom through this season really because it's over. We're not in any chance of winning anything. We've actually got the international free agent signings to do, so hopefully we can pick up a couple of gems. But I'm not going to spend a lot of money because I really want to save it for the off season, assuming we still have an off season. So let's have a quick look at the international amateurs and see if there's anyone. Straight away, Jose Lopez from the Dominican Republic. He's looking pretty promising, but although he's got a lot of contact potential, I'm not that happy with his eye. We've got Tavio Goggi, is it? From Italy, which would be quite an interesting one. And also Juan Lopez, the catcher there. He's got a little bit of potential too. I quite like Hector Barron as well. What about stuff potential? Is there anyone here that's looking promising? Not really, is there? There's not really many great pitchers. Mario Dominguez is probably the lone standout, and he's pretty average. So I might try and pick up a couple of these guys. Tavio Goggi's got pretty poor contact, so I might give him a miss actually. I like this guy, Hector Barron. Is it Barron from the Dominican Republic? Got a bit of potential there across the board, so I quite like him. Although my head scout seems to think he's actually better than he is, so he might be a sort of a diamond in the rough, really, because if people were avoiding him and not looking at signing him, then he could be a bargain of 44,000. So we will have a crack at picking him up, and we're only going to offer 40,000 because if no one else wants him, then we might be able to get him at a bargain price. So we'll certainly go for him. I like, where is he? Juan Lopez. I quite like him as well, although he hasn't got a lot of base running ability. And we got anyone else? Sergio Roman, the Dominican Republic. He bats left-handed. Great contact hitter. Got a bit of eye potential. Doesn't have a lot of power. And again, he's base running. His speed and stealing are right down. So I'm not sold on him. Jose Cortez. He's another one. Good contact hitter. Average eye potential there. And Acevedo from the Dominican Republic. He looks very good. So I might throw him a contract offer as a catcher. There are a lot of catchers here. Look, there's a good few catchers. So if we can pick up a couple of these, then that would be promising. But you see, my head scout has got him the complete opposite. What is it with my head scout? He always thinks everyone's got great home run power. I don't know if that's good or not. But I will offer this guy a contract. But I'm not going to go over 110,000 for him because, truth be told, I'm not really that fussed on international free agents. They're very very risky, and because I can't actually view their work ethic, I don't know if I can I add work ethic into it? Looks like I can actually. Where are we? Work ethic and intelligence. Let's throw these in. So actually he's got very high work ethic. Jose Lopez, he's got high contact, very high work ethic. But there's no one really that stands out. Actually, I don't mind him, actually, because he's got good speed. Terrible eye, though. What does my... So the fact my head scout doesn't think he's got good home run power, and neither does the OSA ratings, that's quite promising. So I might throw him a contract as well, because he's got high work ethic. 700,000 is stupid money, though, so I'm going to go down for 500. Let's see if he wants that. And he seems quite thrilled with that, so that we could be getting him at a bargain price. They're the only three I'm going to go for. No one else looks that promising, do they? All the the pitches are very poor. Bit of movement there, but I want movement and control. Mario Franco from the Dominican Republic, he's so-so, isn't he? Although the USA ratings have got him up very high. The Head Scout doesn't rate him at all. What we'll do is let's go, before I do close it for good. Yeah, there's not a great deal of pitches here, are there? Mario Dominguez. What do the OSA think? Now, the OSA thinks he's great, so he's going to be picked up for sure. A Head Scout doesn't think he's going to be quite that good. And he's a righty. Should I go for him? Got great control. I do love control, but I'm not paying 2.4 million. So that should be the end of that one. Let's zoom through to the All-Star game. Doesn't look like we're going to have anyone in the All-Star game. Giancarlo Stanton's behind Bryce Harper in right field. I think, is Stanton still injured? I can't remember. It's been a day since I did my last sim. So, it shows how great I am at this game, doesn't it? Because I'm not even paying any attention. So, yeah, Giancarlo Stanton in right field. He's our only possible All-Star. And we just got absolutely obliterated. Jose Lopez, he's got a better contract from Minnesota. Let's see. Let's see what he wants. 580. We'll go 600. I won't go more than 650 for him. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, is he worth it? So Acevedo prefers Cincinnati, but he's on very cheap money, isn't he? Yeah. So I think I said 110,000 for him. So I'll go 110 and see what he says. I can't imagine. So we got Hector Barron though, and he's young, so I'm going to put him straight in the Dominican League. Let's see how he gets on for the rest of the season. For Outer Spin, picked up the Player of the Week in AAA. I mean, we're sitting 36-41 in AAA, and Jonathan Engelman is the DSL's best player for the week as well. When did we pick him up? We drafted him last year in the 15th round, and he's not doing too badly actually. He's in the rookie league. He's batting 266. I don't think he's going to really make it, to be fair, but we'll have to wait and see. So as I say, I'm going to try to be quite quick in this month and the next month as well, before we get to the September call-ups. There you go, Stanton is back. Before we get to the September call-ups, purely so that we can get to the meat of this season, which is, of course, the off-season for us. Because the season's over, really, isn't it? Now, Nori Aoki has actually been playing all right. He's batting 307. He's been a really good signing for us. But what do? We have to demote someone now. I'm thinking of getting rid of this guy, Mark Reynolds, actually. Now, I don't think he can. Yeah, he can refuse the minors assignment. I might see what we can do here. I'm going to waive and designate for assignment. Put Stanton on. So that'll give us 10 days. Where are we, waivers? It'll give us 10 days to... no, we can't get rid of Detweiler either. It'll give us 10 days to see what we can do with Reynolds. And hopefully there might be like another injury or something to another player, and we can go from there. So that should... So Lopez has now got a better offer from LA. Ugh. I'll go 700, and that's my final offer. I'm not going to go any more than that. We can pick him up. Thrill Seeker, Jose Thrill Seeker. Acevedo, he's still getting a better offer from the Reds, so the Reds like him as well. 122. Now, he had an offer of 110. Was that what he wanted originally? I'll go 125. And I think I'll go a max of 130 for him. I don't want to go much more than that. How's our season going? We're 32 or 46. I don't think we've won a game for ages, have we? We've just been absolutely dreadful. There we go. So we get no compensation picks. Compensation picks received. None. So that sums up our season as well, doesn't it? I haven't actually looked. Let's go to our schedule. See how been getting on. So did we play the... Yes, we got swept by the Cardinals. Not too surprised about that. We have beaten Cincinnati 2 times, though. And that coincides, doesn't it, with the dropping of Mark Reynolds. So we got Prado coming in, and he's done quite well. So let's see if we can carry that on. We're playing San Diego and then Arizona, and then the Dodgers before the All-Star game. So we should be getting a thing here, yet, because Ross Detweiler, he's not going to want to go, is he? No. Decisions. Who do we drop? Detweiler. Just not sure. He's got a 5 ERA. Has anyone got a worse ERA than him? That helps if we get on the right stats, doesn't it? Has anyone got a worse ERA that doesn't deserve to be in this lineup? Brian Morris, he's going 5.55. Now, how old is he? So he can be demoted, actually. 31 games. Ground ball pitcher. Let's compare him. I don't like doing this again when I'm just looking at statistics. Where are we? Ross Detweiler. Who's the better player? Pitching ratings. It's clearly Brian Morris, isn't it? Although Detweiler's got better movement, better control, but he stuffs right down. And of course he's older. Got a bit more stamina, which I do like about him. But his stuff is a lot worse. So that's tricky. And he's only got 3 pitches, so I'm not going to drop Morris for Detweiler. So I might have to let Detweiler go, actually. Let's see how much that's going to cost me. Waivers, there you go. How much does that cost me if we release him? $256. That's worth it. I can't see us keeping him. He was worth the gamble, but he didn't do anything. It's another great move by yours truly, because I picked him up as a free agent, don't forget, at the beginning of the season. So Lopez, I don't think I'm going to go more than him. That was my final offer. Yeah, I'm not going $830. That's crazy money. And we did get Acevedo. I'm quite pleased with that. He doesn't have a lot of gap power there. His home run power, so Head Scout seems to think everyone's got home run power, so I'm taking that with a grain of salt, because the OSA ratings have got him right down. My Head Scout seems to think he's really good, so I'm going to throw him into the DSL too. Let's see what he can do. And we did sweep Cincinnati 2-1. So is this the turnaround? Although we didn't do very well there. Cron 1 for 2. Yelich only got... So we got 2 hits and we scored 2 runs. That's unbelievable. So we didn't do very well. Dyson, he went 6 2/3 but didn't give up a run on 7 hits, and then everyone else basically held. And Claiborne got the save. So is Gary Jones our manager? Is he playing someone else as closer? No, he's playing Cishek as closer. He must have played the day before. We've got Dale Taylor still injured. Look at that. I'm really surprised about Jose Fernandez. 5.12 ERA. I really want that to come down. And he's been a real surprise. I mean, I think we could have won a few more games if he was just a bit more consistent. He's had a very bad year. Last year he played very, very well, coming back from injury. And this year he hasn't done anything. So how's Jeffrey Loria going? Is he happy? Yeah, he seems quite happy with the team record. You're doing a great job with the team during the first half of the season. And we're playing 35-47. Second base, he needs an improvement there. I agree with that. Fully with him on that one. Certainly an improvement. I'd like to improve even more in the second half of the season. I mean, we were 15th last year, and now we're 8th in improving home runs, and he's still unhappy. He still wants a Cy Young Award winner to come in. He doesn't like being ignored. Pretty hard when you got no money to give me, buddy. Disappointed in attendance. I mean, that's something I'm not bothered about that. And he's happy about the improvement with the finances. Surprise, surprise. We're going to lose pitching coach Hernandez. Should I pick him again? Pitching coach focus. Power pitchers. Yeah, I might try and look for someone else in the off season. Did Stanton make any ground? No, he's fallen further behind. So I don't think we're going to have anyone, are we? That's a worry. Let's carry on. I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, last season was quite interesting because I really wanted to see how we could go, and we had a few decisions to make. But this season's just been a bit of a fizzer, isn't it? We started off so well, so it's just dragging on now. I really want to power through this, get to the off season, and first of all, see whether I've still got a job. But second of all, really improve the team. We're hopefully going to have a little bit of money. So there we go. So we lost Lopez to the Cubs. So I'd be interested to see. Were they playing him? Is he in the... Oh, no, he's in the international. I was going to say, I thought he was already in the team, the active roster. I thought, blimey, they must be poor. But, no, he's in the international complex. So, yeah, so we have to beat the Phillies, don't we? I mean, come on. They're the worst team. We've shuffled all our crappy players over to them. Now, will Mark Reynolds take a demotion? No, he will not. So, how much is he going to cost if we release him? Nearly $500,000. So is there anyone that we can dump? Let's go back to lineups. Let's have a look at our batting stats. Is there anyone that we can dump that hasn't been playing that well? Hecavara is going 250. Now, let's compare him. Because what I don't want is we seem to be playing a lot better since we've dropped him. So I don't want to bring him back into the lineup unnecessarily. Now, Yelich can play centre field. I'm actually just keeping my eyes peeled. We've got a couple of guys on cold streaks at the moment. Iglesias hasn't really impressed me that much. He's batting 220 for the year. That's really disappointing, isn't it? His Ops Plus is right down as well. So he's on a massive decline. Though he's on arbitration at the end of the year, I can't see us renewing his contract, to be truthful with you. So we're going to have to make a decision. And I think we just let Mark Reynolds go, to be honest, because I think his stats have declined, haven't they? So when we picked him up, he lost a bit of speed. Not too surprising about that. I didn't pick him for his speed. I picked him for his home run ability, just to keep our owner happy. His I rating has dropped as well, and his potential has climbed. His potential I rating was at 16, and now it's to 15. So he seems to be going downhill. You know what? I'm gonna just take the loss financially. Thankfully, we're in a bit of a position. Just release him. And what we will do is we'll look at the AAA team in the end of August as to what I'm going to do with bringing some of the guys up for the September call-ups, because we've got a lot of young players who really are pushing for a spot in the lineup. I haven't talked about Thompson either, who's come up and is now basically in the team full time. So I'll be very interested to see how he's getting on. We've actually got a trade proposal from Detroit. They've given me two options here. The first one, they're going to send me second baseman Ian Kinsler, who's on a massive salary. No way. I mean, I'm already not interested because he's not that good. He's batting 245. They're going to have to give me something. They're going to have to take some really... Well, I mean, they want to take Israel. I keep saying Israel Soto, right fielder, who's really good. He's a very good player. OSA rating's got him slightly lower in contact, but our head scout seems to think he's good across the board. Again, great home run power. Surprise, surprise, not too worried about that. But he's in single A and he's doing very well. He didn't play in the two teams and he's batting very well. He's going to make double A next year and he's going to be 20, so I'm rejecting that one outright. I do love the proposals we get here because they just want to... Well, that's an interesting one. I wouldn't give him Israel Soto, but they're taking Martin Prado, but we're going to get a $3 million hit by signing Ian Kinsler, so I'm offering declining both. I'm not even going to discuss them. Yeah, it's very interesting how the AI just loves trying to rip me off, don't they? I mean, they obviously can see a sucker from a mile away. This one is a bit better. Now, they're offering me Joe Panik, who's on possible arbitration at the end of the year, $507,000. I like him a lot. Now, this deal could be better, and they're going to take D. Gordon off my hands, who's on $3.3 million, but he's a real speedy guy, and they still want Israel Soto. I don't want to give them Soto. I might have a look at discussing this trade. So what will happen is I'm going to cut because I don't want to see you guys, sit here watching me changing players around, trying to get the best deal for us. So I might cut here and we'll go from there. Well, that didn't take as long as I thought, actually, because they will just do a straight swap, D. Gordon for Joe Panik, which, as much as when you look at Panik, he's better across the board. He's got a lot more discipline. He doesn't have a lot of home run power, but then neither does D. Gordon. He's actually got less. The only thing that we're losing is D. Gordon's speed, base running is very, very good, where Joe Panik's is average. But I think that's a huge improvement. And he was the Gold Glove winner last year, so I'm going to go ahead and accept that. I'm going to complete that trade because that is awesome. I'm very pleased with that. Where are we? Let's go into waivers. Let's throw Joe Panik into the lineup. Hooray! So this is going to change our lineup around quite significantly here. I'm just going to sim a game just so we can get to the All-Star game. There you go. So that's the All-Star game done. We've moved things around. So Ben Revere, of course, is now our lead-off. I mean, he's actually slightly better across the board than D. Gordon. Joe Panik now moves in a second in the lineup, of course, in second base. CJ Cron in first, then Stanton. Schwarber still a catcher. Yelich in left field. Prado at third base, and Iglesias at shortstop. So we've got 3 shortstops here. Danny Santana's another one, but he's on the cheap. I'm not too fussed about him. Heckavaria, he's a free agent in a few years, but he's on low money, and he's all right. He's declined ever so. Actually, he's improved. I tell a lie. I thought he declined from his AAA stats. He's improved slightly from last year, where he only went 230 with ops of 581, and now he's got 260 with ops of 660. So that's actually an improvement. So he's worth keeping around. But if we go to the graphical depth chart, so we got Yelich in left field with Nori Aoki as the backup for all 3. Actually, Ben Revere center field, Giancarlo Stanton as well. Then Joe Panik. Now Santana is his backup. Iglesias at shortstop with Santana and Heckavaria backing up him. Prado in third base. CJ Cron at first base. And we got Federowicz. He can play first base too, but he's not particularly great at that, is he? And Kyle Schwarber as catcher. Now, one of the viewers actually mentioned, I forget who it was, so I do apologise. One of the viewers actually mentioned about Kyle Schwarber playing in left field. That's something we might have to look at. Perhaps getting rid of Yelich, seeing if there's, seeing what we can get for him. Of course, I'm still not sold on Stanton, although he's actually not playing too badly at the moment. But if we get rid of him before his contract goes into stupid money, then we could get oodles and oodles of talent in return for him. Nori Aoki's actually been a real coup signing. I'm really pleased with him. He's batting .289 for the year. He's doing very, very well. I don't think I'm going to re-sign him, though. He's getting on a bit. If I did, I'd be paying a lot less money for him than he's already on. But I know some of you are interested, so what I will do, if I can find it, is I will show you the All-Star game, which was won by the National League, 11-0. Did we have anyone? I mean, that was the biggest mistake we've ever made, wasn't it? Derek Dietrich, he's an all-star. He did nothing. He hardly played for us, and we let him go, and he's just he's done amazing. He's an all-star for the Phillies now, and he's on next to no money. And they offered me a deal as well earlier on in the season, and I didn't take it. Oh dear, oh dear. That sums it up. So other than that, the All-Star Game's a bit of a joke. I don't really pay too much attention to it. So let's try and get through the month. Let's see if we can get into 40 wins. We're 14 games back now. We are not the worst team, actually. The Giants, who won it last year, they're sitting 34-56, and we obviously pinched Panik from them. So I'll be interested to see how what's happened to them financially. And we've got another trade proposal. We got who's he? Does he play for us? Does he? Yes, he does. Pat Biondi went 5 for 5. Haven't heard much from him, so he's at yeah. That's probably why. He was started the season. Did he start the season in Double A? Yeah, he did, I think, and then he slumped down to Single A, and he seems to have settled there a little bit at right field. I can't see him anymore. Now, we've got a couple of offers from the Yankees. Again, now who do they really want? They're going to send some cash to us with centre fielder Brett Gardner. He's on 13 million. Oh, I'm not paying that. That's silly. And they want Jordani Valdespin, who's average across the board, isn't he? And they want Brandon Hill. Well, I'm certainly not giving them Brandon Hill. That's crazy. I wouldn't mind the cash, but I don't want Brett Gardner. So, no, I'm rejecting both of them. I mean, they're obviously trying to clear some room for themselves for the off season. How are they doing actually? I'd like to see. Obviously, they want to clear some money. They're sitting average. They're playing 500 more, so they obviously want to clear some money. And they see us and think, well, hey, we can dump some money off, big contracts off to them. And see, they're doing the same thing. Now they want Gabriel Cancel, catcher. Now we picked him up last year in round 17, and he's got a little bit of potential, doesn't he? Head scout seems to think he's got good contact, good discipline, and he's batting 268 in single A. But I don't want Brett Gardner. Ben Revere's doing very well, and look, his stats are declining massively, aren't they? Look, last year he went 282 with 766 ops. This year he's way off the pace. So, and now they've actually not even given us any money, so I'm going to reject both of them. Who do they want in this one? So they want Adam Connolly. Now, Adam Connolly, this is the guy that I was going to talk about. He's going to come up in the September call-ups, and he might make it into the rotation, depending on how poorly we finish and how poorly we do in the off-season. He might squeeze in, because he's actually doing very well in AAA. I won't go into him now just to try and keep the episode short, but certainly in the September call-ups, he's going to get a mention. Now, Nori Aoki, I was about to say Laurie Aoki, he's not happy. I'm not surprised. It's one of those things where I do miss being able to tell them what their position's going to be. I do want to, when I'm making offers, I do want to say to him, you're not going to be playing full-time, you're just going to be a backup. So he's unhappy by playing backup across all three positions in the outfield, but sod it, you're not playing anymore for us. Next season, you're too old, so you can lump it now and play out the season. We're actually just moved ahead of Philadelphia with a win there, thankfully, and that should round out quite a productive month, unless we lose here and fall back behind them. That should be quite a good month to finish. I think getting rid of Mark Reynolds has been the winner. And we have a quick look here at our player development. Joe Ortiz, we picked him up from the Diamondbacks. He's declined ever so slightly. Not too fussed against that. Ramos has gone down. Jack Thompson. Now, this is the guy I wanted to talk about. He's had a very good season so far. He's made 10 starts for us, going 3.33. He's not doing too badly, is he? A whip of 122. Don't forget, look, he's not even 23 yet, and he's playing regularly. He's not going super deep into all the games, but he's getting quite a few wins. He's had a couple of winning decisions. He hasn't actually had a losing decision yet, so he could be a star player for us. He might be pushing Jose Fernandez out. Ivan Nova slumped drastically. That's really disappointing. Jared Cosart has gone downhill slightly. Kyle Schwarber, he keeps going from strength to strength. I should be looking at playing him in the in left field, really, because playing catcher, he's going to miss out games quite frequently. But playing left field, he could more or less play every game, couldn't he? Anyone else? Adam Connolly. This is, again, I won't mention him. I won't go into too much detail, but look, he's improved. Arturo Rodriguez from AAA. Now, he came up, don't forget, for a couple of games, or just one. He made one start earlier this year, and he's doing quite well too. He's improved across the board, the Mexican. JT Riddle in the Jacksonville Suns, third baseman, he's improved quite a lot. His potential contact has gone up massively there, and even his speed has improved. Jeffrey Perez, AA, he's improved across the board. I haven't seen too much about him. He's obviously been in the organisation from the start of the game. And down the bottom, Colby Copeland. So if we have a quick look just to round out the month. So Ben Revere is our best batter with CJ Cron and then Stanton. Stanton's leading the home runs behind ahead, I should say, of Cron and Schwarber. Cron's leading runs batted in, Stanton with 43, Schwarber with 42. So all three of them doing very, very well. Stolen bases, D. Gordon still leads that even though he's now gone. Ben Revere will surely overtake him before the season's through. Yelich has been a huge improvement with his WAR. Look at that, 2.7 WAR. He's improved on leaps and bounds from last season. He's done very, very well. I'm pleased with him. In terms of the pitches, this has been a really mixed bag. We've improved ever so slightly in terms of run average there. Henderson Alvarez leading Sam Dyson. Jose Fernandez, his ERA has dropped ever so slightly. Wins, Jake Thompson, our rookie, is leading that with 6 strikeouts. Jose Fernandez, no one's coming close to him. And innings pitch, and Jose Fernandez is actually leading us in WAR despite his appalling ERA. Quick look at the pitching ratings there. Oh, not pitching ratings, pitching stats. Across the board, everyone's just doing average, really, aren't they? Tanner Sheppers, he's been a complete steal for us. 157 ERA. Very pleased with him. Jake Thompson, of course. Now, Jake Thompson's actually been pushed down into the relief role. It looks like they've bumped Ivan Nova back up into the rotation. I'm a bit surprised about that, actually. Joe Ortiz, he's not done too badly for us, really, although he has declined ever so slightly from that player development message. Brian Morris, I think he's got arbitration at the end of the year. He's on next to no money. I'm not going to renew him. His stats have been in decline. Preston Claiborne, he was the one that I picked up from the Yankees last year and didn't even talk about. He's actually doing all right. He's not going to be as good as he was previously. I think his control's right down. His movement's very poor too, but his stuff's right up there. So when he's on fire, he is on fire. Steve Cishek, considering we're paying him, $9.3 million. He's got arbitration at the end of the year. See you later, buddy. You're not going to be playing with us next year. 4.24 ERA. How many blown saves has he got now? This is going to take a bit of time because I've got to find this. Pitching stats. I believe it is expanded pitching stats. Where are he? Blown saves. There you go. He's blown 5 saves this year. And he blew 2 last year. And he's blown 5, and he's still got another 30-odd games to make that the same amount of games that he played last year. Batting stats. Batting-wise, I mean, across the board, we're playing all right, aren't we? No one's really standing out. The biggest weaknesses, Jose Iglesias, 216. Joe Panik, who's come in, he's batting 240. Isolated power is right down. I'm not too surprised about that. Everyone's just treading water, batting around the 250 mark. No one's really standing out. Danny Santana's still actually batting 304 in his 44 games, and he's actually made quite a number of starts lately. In fact, when he played a full game the other day, he went 2 for 4 with a run. So let's see how he goes. But in saying that, he's got arbitration at the end of the year, most likely. I think I might keep him around. Definitely Santana or Hechavarria will be out of here. So that brings the month of July to a close, and you know what? I'm actually quite pleased with that. We actually had a winning record for the month of July, 14-11, and we did very well after the All-Star break. Look at that, we won 5 in a row, and then we picked up 3 wins there against San Diego. So that brings the month to a close. If you liked today's episode, make sure you put a like on there for me. And we'll see you again tomorrow for the month of August. And then, of course, it's the big September call-ups time. Thanks for watching.